Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ade-OLUWA. So I'm not showing my face today. I really don't really like showing my face all the time because I don't feel like I'm groomed for YouTube standard. But then again, I feel that I don't want to compromise on my natural as I woke up kind of look. I try to brush my hair a bit, I wear my natural hair and all of that. Why am I explaining myself? Well, because you're here and you might be wondering, so why am I not seeing the face of the person talking? You see my face in some other videos, but today I just don't feel like showing my face, because I need to let off some steam. And I just feel that maybe seeing this scripture might actually put things in proper perspective for me and for everyone who is watching. There is this black comedian, I can't remember his name right now. Chrissy, I think that's the name of a female YouTuber. She talked a bit about him, and I saw his comment how he was ranting and raving about an advert, health insurance advert that featured a handsome, if I may say, a handsome white guy and a very beautiful dark-skinned, not fair-skinned, mind you. I don't think I shade fair skin. I'm a little bit on the light brown side, right? Like mid brown, not extremely light brown, not beige or anything, just light brown. You understand? So I'm not shading light skinned people at all. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm slightly in the light skin category, but beautiful black woman, she's not wearing straight hair. Praise the Lord for once. She's wearing her hair in its African glory, in its God-given African glory, and it was beautiful. Yeah, she was in her natural hair, her her dark skin, and she was seated beside this handsome white guy, and they were put together as for an advert in an health insurance policy. And this black comedian had an issue with it. Can't remember his name right now, and I think it's because of what he said. He was very, 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 very rude to black women. He was very, very rude. He was hypocritical. I mean, all he saw was white women are leaving, and the white supremacists are taking the women away from the black community. That was all he saw. You understand? And maybe that may be true, you understand? But I don't think a black woman, for one, will go anywhere that she doesn't want to go. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think every black woman can relate to that. If you are in a situation, it's because you want to be there. Really, more often than not, it's because you want to be there. If you don't want to be there, no one can force you to stay there. And he was getting an offense over that. Like, what is this interracial? And he used a curse word. What's this interracial this? Are they trying to sell it, make it look attractive? Like, saying that his argument was that they are trying to make being with a white man feel like your health will be secure. Please, in all honesty, a lot of black women's life have been saved because they were with white men. And it's not because they initially chose. That's the thing. A lot of women who are with white men, that they did not choose. They did not grow up thinking, when I grow up, I want to date a white man. No. Because some of them have great fathers, and their fathers are black. So obviously, they will want someone that looks like their father, only for them to find men who look like their father but have not nary the good qualities. They are not loving, like we can see in this picture. They are not loving, they're not joyful, they're always cursing. Do you understand? Love nahi. They only have love for themselves. Anywhere there is love, they only have it for themselves. They are certainly not peaceful. They're always angry about something. The woman does not do anything right. Oh, patience, my God. They're anything but patient. If a woman puts on weight, that is enough. I mean, there is this thing that Kev on stage, is on YouTube too. Kev on stage talked about a while back about was it Kev on stage? No, I don't think it was Kev on stage. I think it was EJ Speaks. This guy was saying that he wanted to marry her, but she now has stretch marks, and he's offered to pay for surgery, constructive surgery, cosmetic surgery, or whatever name you want to call it, but she's not agreed, and he doesn't want to live with that, and of course a lot of women were outraged. So was I. I was too tired to feel outraged because, what haven't we seen from the average black male? And on this note, I want to give a shout out to all the black men who are loving, who are joyful, who are peaceful, who are patient, who are kind, who are good, who are gentle, who are faithful, amen, somebody, and who have self-control. Shout out to you. We love you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Keep on doing the good work. We see you. You understand? So we're not talking to you. We're not talking about you. We're talking about the ones who look like you but don't behave like you do. You understand? The average black male. I can't believe this comedian moved from, because he seemed like somebody who was a bit balanced, but of course, all of a sudden, he showed his true colors, like Chrissy said. He showed his true colors by just being nasty, and any person who disagrees with him about the interracial relationships that black women are in, not the one black men are in. No, of course not. No, that is not important, obviously. And what I have to say to these men is this: black women see you as kings, even though you have treated them less than queens. You call them queens anytime you want to get something from them, but you have never treated them like you would treat royalty. But instead, you take their hard work, you take their sacrifice over you, you take their patience over you, you take all the undeserved attention that you got. You take everything, you build yourself with it. You understand? You just used black women to build yourself. And then when you're done, the least we can actually get from you is to go for a fair-skinned sister. And not just any fair-skinned sister, mind you. She must be very, very fair-skinned that you can't be sure whether she's white or she's black. Kind of fair skin. Now, I have no problem with the women in themselves, so this is just me talking to the males, not me talking to the women they eventually choose. You understand? And of course, I have no problem with interracial relationships. Absolutely not. But the men are the ones making it such a big deal. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, when it's them doing it, it's love. And we've accepted that, okay, fine. So maybe there is love in there. And now a lot of black women are, their eyes have opened. They're beginning to see the men from different cultures, finding them attractive, and now these black men who have been in relationships with white women, some of them are still in relationship with white women. They are having issues with that. I do not understand why this is their business to start with. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it was so much your business, why didn't you put a ring on it? Why didn't you make an honest woman out of the black women you've been with? How many women have you used? How many black women have you used and dumped? And you think it is your right to do so. In fact, you called a dog a bad name to hang it. And to make matters worse, you don't even see women as, I mean, like even dogs have more dignity in the mind of a black male. That a dog has more dignity than a black woman. That's how they see, black women. And that's not who we are. You understand? That's not who we are at all. Let these guys keep shouting about black supremacy, like white supremacy rather. Let them keep shouting about that. There are more important issues in the black community that white supremacists are responsible for. They are not looking at that. No, that is not their problem, apparently. The one that is their problem is why are all the black women pairing with white men? And quite a few number of black women who are with white men rather, have been quite happy. Like they say, you know what, I'm having a ball here. Like they've been there for 2 decades. Some of them have been with the person they're with for 2 decades. And it has been wonderful. It has been amazing. And they were like, they wish they had actually had that kind of relationship earlier. Meanwhile, they've tried and failed, woefully with black men. And if it seemed like they were the ones with the problem, and all of a sudden someone came along and showed them that they're not entirely the problem, that the only problem they had was that they accommodated abuse. And the most annoying part of this whole thing, because I've always been like, it is not my problem to hold black men responsible. Like, I don't like it when I hear some black men say we are not all like that. Like, what are you doing with the men that are like that? You understand? You're leaving the black women to have to fight off this misrepresentation of the black community who call themselves men, but they're actually supreme. They have superiority complex. The black males that have superiority complex, that feel that black women are their servants and should remain so. They have no right to be happy. They must stay miserable, and they get to decide if they're even worthy to have their children to start with, that kind of a thing. And then you have someone else, say, you know what, you are a queen with a difference, but you're not a queen to be used. You're a queen indeed, and they be treated like queens, and you're going to complain. If you are a loving man, all you need to do is be happy when your sister is happy. Whatever happens to being your sister's keeper. You understand? These males haven't learned anything, obviously. They're not their sister's keeper. They just want them to stay miserable where they have placed them. And these women have set themselves free. Reminds me of the scripture that says, lose yourself, you daughter of Zion. Before it was woman thou art loosed. You understand? And that is still very powerful as well. Like, woman thou art loosed. Now the black women, they're losing themselves from the bonds of guilt, of blackmail, of emotional blackmail that the black males and their supporters and their apologists have placed on black women, and now they are seeking their happiness wherever they find it is where they stay. I don't know what their problem is. Like, they have a lot of problem, obviously. I mean, if you're leading, and black women are indeed following you, they followed you to the place where you are picking your women, and the men happen to like them. They pick them, and now you want to go back because now they're not serving you and your white wives and your white girlfriends. They're not serving you and your white wives and your white girlfriends. they are now being served by white men, you know? And now you want to go back to your community. You want to go back to your roots. You want black love. Black love. What does that even mean? What does that mean? If black love means that a woman has to share, a man cannot even say I'm yours and yours alone to one woman. If that is your idea of black love, then a lot of women are not interested. Truly. Some are. I don't know what's wrong with them, but we move. If there is any modicum of shame, if there is any modicum of dignity in these black males who just find fun in insulting black women, just shut up and face your front, wherever that is. Before we do something about you. Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason you've not been hit with something, whatever that is, with something that will keep you busy, is because, women, we pity one another. We're like, oh, it's one woman that gave birth to this man, this male. Otherwise, I would have taught him a lesson he will never forget. Do not underestimate the power of a woman. Oh, I forgot. You did. You don't think women are powerful. You think women are weak without you. What have you done about your strength? And they're saying, oh, you are getting into a relationship with the white masters. Hello. But you are in bed with the daughters of the white masters, if we're going to put it that way. So what's your point exactly? I don't like this. You know what, ladies? Don't mind them. Just keep on loving yourself. Keep on being joyful. Keep on being peaceful. Keep being patient. Keep being kind within reason. Keep being good within reason. Don't be a doormat in the name of kindness and goodness, okay? Keep being gentle. Keep being faithful. Keep being having self-control. And that self-control, I want to touch on that. If any man, regardless of his color, no man gets a discount with you because he's from your race. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you will not take a white man that is not loving and all of these things that you can see on the screen. You wouldn't take that. But you would take the same thing from a black man because he's black. What are you giving him, a discount? What? Don't give anybody a discount. If they're not paying the full price for being with you, then they don't deserve to be there. If this pandemic has taught us anything, live the best of your life every day. Don't allow anyone who is not adding to the positivity in your life should not be there. Whether he's black or not. Oh, we need to build the black community. I don't know why we think that building the black community has to do with just being with any black man, as long as he's black. Really? That's not necessary. I remember Serena Williams' husband, Alexis Ohanian. It was said to have vacated his seat in a company he helped build, that he's vacating it for only a black man to sit on it. I almost didn't believe it when I saw that. I was like, what? No, not for a black woman. No, for a black man. Like, because a black man has not had that seat before. A black man has not been on their board before. And so he vacated his own seat, like he volunteered his own seat, so that a black man can actually, that the only person that should sit on that seat should be a qualified black man. Now, the question I ask for black males who see every white man as a slave master, a white supremacist, blah, blah, blah. How many of you guys have vacated your seat and said, I'm vacating the seat only for a black woman to sit on it? Has it not always been that when a black woman is on some seat, you're trying to remove her from there so that you can sit there because you don't think she deserves to be on that seat? How many of you have vacated your seats for even one of your own? You've not. You've not vacated your seat and say, you know what? I've been CEO long enough. I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Therefore, I'm vacating the seat. How many of y'all black men would say, I vacate the seat, the CEO seat, and only a black woman can sit on this seat? Only a black woman. A black woman. A woman that doesn't have to tell us she's black. She looks it. A woman with black ideologies can sit on this seat. How many of you have done that? And yet you want to talk about black love? Only black men understand their definition of black love. Love for me is love. And shout out to black people who are married to each other and actually really love each other. And they're not just doing it for the community, but they really do love each other. And they're together because they want to be together. They're together because they match. They're not a mismatch. I say congratulations for finding love amongst one of you. I don't think they had it in mind, I'm going to just be with a black man. I think wherever love found them is what they took. So I don't want black women to be discouraged. When you hear someone that is not talking to you, that black women, let's ignore and cancel anybody that talks trash about us. If a man talks to us in a bad manner or insults any one of us, he must be cancelled straight away. Whatever it is you know about counseling. And for me, counseling is you don't listen to him, you don't talk to him, you don't talk about him, you just completely ignore him on all his digital platforms until he comes correct. Until he comes correct. We should stop allowing these men. We should stop giving our money and our time to men that are rude to us. None of that nonsense about I didn't mean it like that. At your age, you're saying things you don't mean. At your age, you're saying things you don't mean. What kind of role model are you to the younger boys when you the unprintable names they call black women? It's things that if a white woman, let's not even say a white man, right? If a white woman says that, she will be screamed out for racism. So why is it that something that is not good enough for a white woman to say to a black woman, a black male will say it and think it is his right to say it? Shouldn't we begin to sue these guys or something? Like, I think we should begin to take some actions against them. Even if it's just not watching their content anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let their fellow black males watch their content. Let them rant to one another, However it is, you know how to block anyone that is rude to black women, block them. If anyone sings a song that is rude to black women, block them. And I remember a comment that someone made on where I watched this, the ranting black male comedian. And someone said, well, we're grateful that we are being picked. One of us is being picked to model for a health insurance and not to walk around naked on someone's musical video, because a lot of women have been saying that in most of black artists in their musical videos is usually always fair-skinned women and white women, that they do not bring black women in. And one commenter said something that really, really hit me. And I said, well, that's true. She said, we should be grateful they didn't put us there. That who even wants to be walking around naked in someone's musical video anyways? Like, is that the ideal way to promote and to honor a black woman? Certainly not. So they can keep using the white, whoever it is that submits themselves to this nudist musical stuff, if you can call that music. At least we're not being called to feature like the woman in question, the billboard or the advert that the black comedian was railing at. She was in a health insurance. That's a good thing. We should take care of our health. And one of taking care of our health is to ignore black males who never have anything good to say to us and about us, who are extremely rude, uncouted, inhumane, unloving, impatient, cruel, wicked, beast of no nation. Because if you're humane, you will not talk about a woman in that manner, no matter what she's done. Have a wonderful day, lovely women. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Anything that threatens your sound mind should not be allowed. Shalom.